Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So still flirting with this weekly top of channel. There it is there. We do have this little bit of a piercing pattern from last week, but we'd need a weekly close below 33,727. I actually take a daily close below that before getting too excited about that. That is going to move a bit further down. So at the moment, if we look at what's happening here, we are ranging, and the two levels we looked at yesterday are still very much in play. So 33,725 and 33,875. So the minute you start getting down through the time frames and look at the 3 hour, we did get pretty strong move off the bottom. We did reject and then we broke, and now we're coming back down. So yeah, for the bulls, you're probably looking for some form of structure, which would probably be right here at 33,818. Don't like the way the oscillators are looking here. You can see we are sort of, there's a little bit of divergence, but nothing really to scare you. And if you look at the hour, big down, big up, big down, big up, but we have a crossover here of the moving averages. So coming back to find support on one of these tails here could be pretty interesting, because that would be looking for another move to the upside. But look at the oscillators. The oscillators don't agree with that idea. Oscillators are saying we're pulling back. Oscillators in the 50 minutes are agreeing with that idea. So, typical scenario of multiple time frames giving you multiple signals. So, exercise caution is typically what I would do. So I think for me, there's a little bit more bullish structure here on the Dow Jones over the DAX and the S&P. The DAX and S&P to me is a sit and hand scenario, but Dow Jones is looking interesting. It's trying to break, and we do have a proper crossover of the moving averages, but this weekly channel top is still very much in play. We're still bumping our heads on this. And when we bump it, you can see how quickly we fall off the top. So I'm very, very cautious, I think, on indexes. I don't. There's quite a few companies coming up with earnings today, but not many of them impact. One or two of them impact the Dow Jones. Most of them impact the S&P. But if I just look at this, look at how often we've bounced into this zone, and then look at how often we've rejected the zone, and now we're back in the zone again. So the question is, are we going to pivot below it, or are we going to pivot above it? And then this weekly channel just leads me to believe that I'm not really going to get much success in breaking through there just yet. I'm going to need a big catalyst for that, but it may happen off this level. But if I look at the oscillator, it's probably going to fall a bit lower. But that would start a bit of a trend here. Low, higher low, and then pull back onto there for another higher low. But we don't have a higher high. So we did get a higher high on this swing high, but not on this one. So that could be brewing to be a double top. But then I'd be looking at this level here for any shorts, and that's 33,725. I'd want to break through that properly and all through all these tails. Not like it did yesterday, before I start looking to jump into that. So I'm kind of leaning towards just sitting quietly again. I think it's really difficult to pick this up. I just want to see there is a gap. I was just looking for gaps. There's another gap there and another gap there. So we do have gaps to the downside. But if you look at the 15-minute oscillators now, 15-minute oscillators are saying, look left, look for support. There's an opportunity brewing here. It could be right here. It could be on this tail. It could be lower down in this level here. So yeah, I think if you're sitting in front of your charts all day, on the 5 minute, you can see here just by trading with the moving averages, you can see below structure. But if you look to left on the 5 minutes, you probably would have seen structure, and I'm kind of waffling at the moment, but let's do this on the hour. So you can see we dropped all the way down there. So what kind of structure was there? Why did it give us a tweezer bottom there? And if you look, there's the structure. There it is there. So yeah, I think if you look at the 5 minute, hindsight being a perfect science, there's your structure. Bit of engulfing bar, bit of a pin bar, inside bar, and there's your confirmation, a break bar, a little bit of top of range there. And that would have given you a fairly decent move. You just had to pay attention to each of these 58 points, 400 points, 130 points, 150 points. You don't pay attention to each of these levels. You probably could do the same thing, but you need to be sitting in front of it on a 5 minute, which I don't have that time. Anyway, I'm sitting on the side. I don't think this is worth chasing at the moment, but if you do bounce off one of these levels to downside on the lower time frames and you get some solid price action, it's probably worth exploring and taking the risk. Just keep your stop really tight. But I think longs is what you want to chase until we start breaking through the low of yesterday. Start getting below that and test it. That gives you a change in structure, and that would trigger shorts. So anyway, that's kind of me for today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.